Hey!
Although all the planning and tour management for this 6-week trip had been completed a month or more ago, the few days before we leave are still pretty hectic. And with recording sessions booked in Helsinki, I'm still trying to work on some new tunes in the studio at home. There won't be much time once we hit the road. Margaret checks flight times and prints out boarding passes, just to avoid any last-minute Ryanair surprises. While I get my gear packed, Margaret sorts out the merch and works out how much we can squeeze into our baggage allowance. It's tricky estimating how many t-shirts we'll need. CDs are a little easier, as we can pick up more of the new album in France and left some stock in Finland in our last trip. We meet John, Zip and Lee at the airport. They're joining me for the first 2 shows of the trip, the Blues Tour du Zinc Festival in Beauvais. We're doing these 2 shows as solo singer-songwriters in the round, and then a few cover versions together at the end, and there's some time to try them out in our friend's garden. The first night goes well, and the audience loves the songs we do together, so after solo slots on the second night, we do the same again. After a couple of great days in Beauvais, Sheriff Perkins is giving Margaret and I a lift to Paris, and it's time to say cheerio to John, Zip and Lee, who are heading back home.
Keep reading your blogs. Okay. See you around.
It's an 80-kilometre drive to Paris, and after checking into a hotel, it's showtime at Rigoletto. The next day, we have time for a wander around. Here we are 3 or 4 days into the tour. We're in Paris. The gigs in France so far have been really, really good. The people have been fantastic. And then it's back to the hotel for an interview for Guitar Sesh magazine with Julien Beton. We played original stuff, we go back to Beauvais for a couple of days, and I catch up with Blues Tour du Zinc organiser Laurent Macimba.
Le secret, c'est l'engagement, la passion, on est déterminé, et puis ça fait 17 ans que ça dure, quoi. Mais c'est avant tout une vraie passion par rapport à une musique de proximité, et surtout une des musiques matrices de la musique contemporaine d'aujourd'hui.
The next show is back in Paris at Le Plastique, organised by Mark, who's heavily involved in the Paris scene.
But all in all, this is developing fast in France. Now we're trying to set up a network to work more together.
France got a bad reputation about music because it's really hard to find good venues, to find a place where you got enough money when you play. But Paris is okay.
For me tonight it's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen of Dave playing in Paris. It's really cool, really intense, a lot of atmosphere. Even if it's a really small venue, there's a lot of people in it. They're all enjoying that, and Dave is enjoying that blues too.
We've a lot of stuff with us on the road, an usual hotel room mess to tidy before we go to the station. And we met up with David from the record label, who's coming with us to the next show in Avoine.
Aspect very important for an artist is charisma, identity, capacity to write songs, good songs, simple, not too much complicated, but good songs. and the presence on stage and the relationship with the audience.
2.5 hours later, club owner and promoter for the Avoine show, Dominique, picks us up from the station in Tours and takes us to the venue in Avoine, which is about an hour away from Tours. Le Temple des Cris is a cool and very well equipped venue. Set up and soundcheck's easy, and soon the venue and the merch table is ready for showtime.
What you say? Believe what you say. You ever felt the pain? Know what I mean? Don't you criticize me.
Back in Paris, we're whisked to the 440 studios to film a quick masterclass for Guitar Parts magazine, who want some stuff for their cover DVD. Next stop is New Morning in Paris for a sellout show with Eric Bibb.
Money man's coming, but they don't see me. Come on! Wonder why, baby, I should let it be.
Brother Dave, it was a pleasure to share the stage with you tonight. What a wonderful audience. What a wonderful audience tonight. This is the new morning and it feels like a new day. It was a lovely, lovely energy in the room. They loved you and I felt really embraced, and I haven't been in Paris for a while, so it was like a homecoming, and I'm glad we could share it together.
I think what is important is that an artist is going to be influenced by a lot of people. It's going to take a little bit of that, but he has to add a little something, his own creativity, his own style. You need emotion. You need something. Me, what I like is the truth, you know, I like the roots. I like Lightning Hopkins, I like Led Belly, I like... when it's true, you know. It's not important to be virtuoso, you know.
Soon, we leave Paris and the sunshine behind. Next stop, Estonia, where it's been snowing for the last few days, and a double-header show at Illegard in Tartu with my pal Andres' band Roundabout. There's time to run through a few tunes with Andres and Martin. We have another show together in a couple of weeks and plan to do some songs together as the grand finale.
I think being a musician of almost any kind is being an alternative musician once you're based in Estonia. But I think it's fun, it's interesting, it's a challenge every new day.
It's a few hours on the bus to Parnu, where we prepare for my show at the Kentucky Lion, and I meet my pals and show organisers Laurie and Ular.
Estonia's blues lives in battle. We have festivals in summer and in winter time now too. The blues club itself, in let's say more quiet times in winter, we come together once a month, just to jam together. Basically, we have this open mic nights and stuff like that. But the blues festival is growing with each year, bigger and bigger and bigger. The most important thing is the feeling. You know, I think you know what I mean. The feeling, the friendship, to get in the zone, the blues zone. Because blues itself, it's not only music, it's a lifestyle. The festival is a part of the lifestyle.
Workshop. Yeah, I did
He taught me to play guitar. We've seen him every year since.
It has become a tradition.
It's still snowing when the taxi comes to our hotel and takes us to the bus station, where we catch a bus to Tallinn and then the ferry to Finland. We're staying with our friends Mayu and Juuso in Helsinki, and there's a couple of days off to work on a few tunes before we go into the studio.
Hear that engine roar. Don't hear that sound anymore. Maybe on the hand. You can stay with me and you won't go away. Okay. Talk to me, baby. What you got to say? And you won't go away. You can stay with me.
Mayu and I have been invited into a local radio station to talk about the forthcoming Stompin' at the Savoy show.
Canada, all over the UK.
Ja lauantaina Dave Arcari, Helsinki Hellraisers ja sitten The Beat from Palookaville.
Juuso, Honey and I head to Sonic Pump Studios. We recorded a few tunes there last summer that feature on my latest album Nobody's Fool. We've got a couple of days in here and plan to get 13 songs recorded.
Nothing in the sky. Sometimes make it hard for me to worry all day.
We get on pretty well with the recording, an occasional trip across the road to Chef Watkins to get some grub. At the end of the sessions, there's even time to try and put together a quick number using Juuso's cool wee one-string cigar box guitar.
Get on your knees and pray. Hey!
Someone's pretty goosed after it all. But no time to sleep. There's a masterclass to be done at Helsinki's Central Library, where Mayu gives me a nice introduction.
And I think it's still with me. Turn that baby up full.
The big event in Finland is Stompin' at the Savoy, at the Savoy Theatre. My show's not till tomorrow, but I catch up with my pal Steve James backstage on the first night.
Hometown. I've been living in Texas for most of my so-called adult life, actually. And Tennessee before that. And also I love to play in old theaters. Then of course the quality of music on the show is just wonderful, you know.
He even manages to send a fun message to our pals at National Resophonic Guitars.
Hey Don, it's Steve James. I'm here with Dave. We're in Helsinki, backstage. We have to go and raid the macaroni tray. But anyway,
thanks for the great instruments. You see, this is the way we live on the road, people.
Really well made, these Nationals. I think it's...
I thought it was a production model. I didn't know.
Next day, we're back at the Savoy getting ready for my show. The Helsinki Hellraisers, Juuso and Honey, are going to join me on stage for 3 or 4 songs at the end of my set, so we managed to get a bit of a sound check together.
Tried to send me down that gravel road. She tried to send me down that...
Dave Arcari, all the way from Scotland.
Hey. Thank you, Asa. Rent Taiwan 100, that's only 95. It's on the way to London town. Lonely drive. I whipped his ass and told him
you'll never win my soul.
Go back to the theatre for the final day of the event, where I get a chance to catch up with programmer Esa Kulonemai.
I have been running a blues show here on national radio of Finland, which is equivalent of a BBC in the UK. I have my broadcast every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. and 1 hour, solid blues, also alternative, I'm not purist myself, so I don't want my listeners to be purist either. So
then it's time to go back into Sonic Pump and work with Nino on mixing some of the stuff we recorded last week.
You'll ever find. I didn't see you in the crowd when we came back. The year had gone by just like that.
With just a couple of days left in Finland, Maju has arranged a special secret Helsinki Hellraisers party at Mendocino, where we have a real blast. It's a great night. The next day, Maju tells me a little about the local scene and also her role with the Finnish Blues Society.
Blues Society is one of the oldest societies, blues societies. I think we are the second oldest in the world, and it's quite amazing that in so small country as Finland and so far away from Mississippi and Delta and Chicago and everything, we have that kind of activities we have had already from 1968. We had that 3 days lasting, whole weekend lasting event called Stomping at the Savoy, and Finnish Blues Society was responsible for all the arrangements. So it was quite nice happening, not just quite nice, it was a quite huge happening which took place at Savoy Theatre in the center of Helsinki. And we tried to keep the level, the quality level quite high. So it's Stomping at the Savoy, it's meant to be that kind of high profile blues happening.
Dave asked me and Hani to play with him a couple of songs, and after that we continued our project as a Helsinki Hellraisers. Savoy Theatre was a great success, and I think that the feeling of the gig was great.
The 2 weeks in Finland have gone by in a flash, and we have an early morning ferry back to Estonia, where Krista from the Jazz Car Festival meets us.
Jazzcar is this huge jazz festival in Estonia, and this year is the 23rd edition of Jazzcar. The Urban project is this year the third time now, and we are trying to get people to hear more jazz in the urban space. So on the streets, in the trams, wherever all the crazy places that you can think of. And Dave is, for example, playing on the window. But I think mostly what we are looking for is acts that have great energy and who people would love.
As well as the impromptu unplugged gigs for the Urban Project, there's main festival shows in Kuressaare, Viljandi, Turku and Narva. Driver Tim takes us to the island of Saaremaa for the first of these shows at Jazz Del Mar Club in Kuressaare.
So quickly and
in the cultural centre, and there's going to be a Dave Arcari show tonight.
It's a bit of a mad dash from the gig, as it's an hour's drive before we catch the last ferry back to the mainland. The next show is in the historic town of Viljandi.
Well, the tour's been going really well. Not too many logistical hiccups. My forward planning must have been okay. I think the challenges of making a tour like this work are really in the planning stages. Once that bit is complete, hopefully, if it's been done properly, then the tour should go smoothly.
6 weeks is quite a long time to be on the road, and we're taking in France, Finland and Estonia on this trip. Live gigs, some recording. Everything's been going absolutely fantastically so far. We've had a great time, lots of great venues and great gigs, met lots of brilliant people. The crowds have been good, and we've sold lots of merch, so it's shaping up to be a really successful tour.
Some say I'm a bad guy, always dressed in black. Don't think you should judge me by the cotton on my back. Oh, I might be a little messed up, but that don't give you the right. Come on, and take me for the devil.
The next day we head to Turku for my show at the Cultural Centre. Andres, Martin and Raul, who make up Roundabout, are opening the show and also joining me on stage for a few songs at the end of my set. Luckily, Raul gets a chance to hear and try the stuff at the sound check.
Take long to find this real good girl. Come on. I got a good friend.
Back in Tallinn, I've been asked to drop into the Ministry of Culture office just to surprise a fan who's leaving his job there to become Estonia's head of tourism. As soon as we're finished, we dash outside for another of my impromptu unplugged street shows for the festival's Urban Project. last of my jazz car festival shows is at Narva, right in the border with Russia. We wait at our hotel for Ato, drummer with the Oleg Pisarenko band, who are sharing the bill. He's based in Tallinn and giving us a lift to and back from Narva.
Железо протирается. Ну вот железо. У тебя тоже, Олег? Надо его в монитор раздавать. Слушай,
Dave Arcari.
Hit a man, done some time. Did hard labor in the mine. She spent my money, she broke my heart. I never saw it at the start. She's gone, and she won't be back.
We're now at the end of our trip, and there's another hotel room mess to clear up before we get the taxi to Tallinn Airport and wait for the first of 3 flights that'll take us home. Amazingly, all our bags turn up when we arrive in Edinburgh. Nearly there. We get the bus back to the car park and find the car, which has been sitting there for the last 6 weeks. Soon, we're in the last part of the journey home. After a few hours sleep, we wake up to a pile of mail and stuff to sort out. It's been a great trip, but we're glad to be home and enjoy the view from the back door.
You want me to do it again?
Yes, we'll try again.
The whole thing?
The parties every night. Smoke and drink and talk till the man.
Mr. Dave Arcari from Scotland and Bald Neck John from Sweden and sorry.
Caution to the wind, we were young and strong.
We are here to make mess.
This will be the dynamite.
Every kind of shit pop music.
Where Dave is playing. Yay! Hello, I'm Dave.
God help them.
We made it home and all the fucking bands are here.